Hi guys, Steve Buzza here. Last week I did a video on chipping and I had a great response, so thank you if you watched that one. You know, I appreciate the support, but I had a lot of questions about pitching, and is pitching and chipping the same? There's definitely similarities, so turning the body is a must. I spoke about whatever you turn in the backswing, turn double in the follow through. It's really important with pitching because you do need a little bit of wrist action in your pitching. If you don't, you end up hitting the ball very low, or you start dragging the handle, which also causes some issues. When you're using your wrists, and one of the feedback I get from a lot of amateur golfers is, well, I'm petrified of scooping. And if I use my wrists, I scoop and I thin it. But it's not actually the wrist action that is the problem there. Watch, when I don't turn my chest and I do this, you get this horrible scooping nature. The club's going to want to bottom out well behind the ball, so it then works its way up. You hit the thin. Watch me do scooping on its own. Watch what happens when I turn my chest. So scooping on its own looks horrible. Turn the chest, it starts to work out. So if you've been struggling with your pitching, rather than shutting the movement down and going, well, I'm not going to move anything, going to super glue my wrists so they can only stay straight, I'm going to grip it hard, all of these things seem logical. You know, if it doesn't have to move, don't. But a little bit of movement actually lets you use the bounce. If you use the bounce, it gives you tolerance. So the movement might actually be slightly more complicated to do, but the tolerance gains far outweigh actually the more difficulty in the movement. So your net gain is actually vast. So a pitching action that feels like there's a little bit movement with the wrists, good, providing you turn your chest. So if we turn this far back, we're going to turn double on the way through. We're letting the weight of the club, so remember a wedge is actually very heavy in the head, so we're letting that weight pass through. We're letting it just glide in underneath the ball, providing we keep turning. We get that. You'll see that one. I'm happy for you to take a little bit of a divot. If I'm being critical of myself, and this is quite a tight lie, I've dug at that one a little bit. With the chipping, I asked just whatever you turn back, you turn double. With pitching, I would say there's a little bit of a stand up into that left leg as well. Actually gives us space to let the release happen. And once I do that, so I showed you a slightly incorrect way on purpose. That's how good a player and coach I am. Let's see if I can make an improvement. Oh, look at that. Oh baby, I like that a lot. And you'll see with that contact, nowhere near as much interaction. I use the wrists so we don't have to worry about that scooping and like thinning it through. Pushing up here gave me the room, release the club through, get a really nice fizzy contact. That ball is bounced and spun. In this scenario, I haven't got the option of going low. On the course, try and chip first. If you can play a bump and run, it's probably an easier shot to play. But like what I'm seeing here, there's too big a mound in front. I can't roll it down. I don't know what's happening. Play it that way. But by using the wrist with the turn, with a slight bit of stand up, you'll actually got tolerance in the contact. So even when you get it slightly wrong, even the first one I did, slightly wrong, I still get half decent result. As soon as we start getting rigid, we start moving, it might cause sway and all of these other things. You know, the list is too long to mention them all. That's when we start struggling. Lose a little bit of control to gain tolerance, gain better results. So I hope this has helped. Get some comments down below. Are you somebody that maybe even chips well? They go, well, I feel confident with my chipping, and then I get pitching and I stop. Really take those positive feelings through. Come on, get some comments down below. I hope to catch you soon.